I wanted to do an update video on the deals that Amazon and B&H are offering on the 70D and the T5i and even the D5300 because there's some good deals to be had out there. I've done videos in the past. Most of that information is still correct, but it does seem that Amazon has changed slightly and B&H is offering slightly different bundles now as well. So it's worthwhile taking a moment. Let's start at Amazon and we'll start talking about the 70D first. The 70D, of course, is being sold as body only, 18 to 55 lens or 18 to 135 lens. It doesn't really matter what you pick here. The deals are the same for all of them. I do have a video that should help you decide between the 18 to 55 and the 18 to 135. I'm going to just start with the 18 to 55, which is starting at $12.49. Now, if we scroll down, we have this little section right here, purchase this camera and take advantage of the following promotion, up to $300 off select Canon lenses. We're going to come back to that in a second. A little bit further down, we have all of these add both to cart links. Adobe Photoshop, I can't tell you how many times that I've recommended Adobe Photoshop. Lightroom, sorry, I should spell that out. Lightroom is an excellent tool for editing images. It makes taking raw photos absolutely painless breeze. A little bit further down, however, we have the 55 to 250 IS STM lens. Now, I've reviewed this lens recently. I'll have a link down below to that review. Found it to be very good and worth the small upgrade price over, or the small increase in price over the non-STM version. It's a little bit sharper, and that STM is completely silent. So if you're planning on shooting any video, you do want the STM version. And the STM version was good enough that, in fact, I'm not recommending the 70 to 300. Not recommending might be too strong a word, but again, picking the 55 to 250 STM over the 70 to 300. We're not going to do either of those, but you might need to note this code here. Copy it down, write it down. It has sometimes needed to use that code if you're going to go for this lens bundle. But we're going to go back up, and we're going to just click this Learn More. Here's where it gets tricky. So we're on the 70D kit page, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little check mark in the box of the 18 to 55. Yes, I want that. And there's the 70 to 300, the 55 to 252, and the 55 to 250 STM. I want that as well. Now, on these other pages, let's for instance look over at the T5i for a second. They're getting a holster and an SD card. Why doesn't the 70D get those? Well, it does. You just have to be a little tricky about how you do it. And I shouldn't say tricky because obviously if Amazon is letting this happen, it's not tricky. They just are not doing a good job of listing here. So I'm going to pick those two items. Let's say I wanted to bundle the 18 to 55 and the 55 to 250 STM versions both. I'm going to click Add to Cart. And they're both in my cart. Now I'm going to click Back. So they just added to my cart. I'm going to go to the T5i kit page, and I'm going to pick off that little SD card from there, add to cart, wait for that to happen, click back. I'm going to go to the 5D Mark III kit because the 70D will also allow you to get spare battery. This is the battery you want for the 70D. It does come with one, so this is a spare. Very nice to always have a spare on hand. The backpack and the monopod. So, you know, these things are fairly cheap, $16 monopod. That's not amazing, but it's nice that it's going to come along for free. $30 for the backpack. I have used this backpack. It is not great, but it's certainly something to start with, and again, free, and it's going to keep all that gear together. But having a spare original battery is really nice. I'm going to add all of those to cart. Now, we have quite a list here, and you can see our price has gone up $17.22.70. This doesn't include tax. Amazon does charge tax in some areas. I'm going to just hit proceed to checkout, and now we can see over here on the right, promotion applied, -16, -59, -19.56, -30, and the lens promo. So each of these is making these guys free. The SD card, the battery, the monopod, and the backpack. The lens is not free, but after 150, you are paying what? 200 bucks. Pretty sweet deal. So that brings all of this down to $14.48. And that's a great deal. The battery shipping a little bit slower than the rest of the stuff, but again, the 70D or the T5i comes with the battery, so you don't have to stress about that later, a few days after you get it. you'll get a spare battery. So that's great. It's good. Let's go back. I'm going to click back, go in here and clear all this stuff out. If I have a link that starts this process right down below, that's where you can start. It actually will jump you into that page where you're choosing from the grid, so you don't have to start at the 70D page. And I appreciate it if you do that, because I do earn a small percentage and it doesn't add anything extra to the price. It's an easy way for you to say thanks for showing you how to get all of these freebies. Now, it works exactly the same for the T5i. In fact, it's easier. It does not discount the monopod, so basically everything you can get with the T5i is on the one page. But now don't forget, if you wanted to get Lightroom or the Photoshop Elements, I have a video that talks about the difference between those. I really think to get the full power out of these cameras, you want to shoot RAW, and if you're going to shoot RAW, Lightroom is the program you want to use to work with them. But Photoshop Elements is a nice blend as well. I have a link that describes kind of the differences between those. I'll put that down below as well. And you can see, so there are these codes again sitting here. We did not need to use the codes. They were automatically applied. Now, that's all on Amazon. If Amazon charges tax in your state, you may want to consider B&H. B&H is another very reputable photo place. If I'm not buying my stuff from Amazon, I'm buying it from B&H. And they make it even easier, actually. We go here, let's again, 70D. We search for the 70D. The page thinks about this for a minute. Everybody's searching for these things. While we're waiting, or it's just come up, I do not think that we'll see better deals on Black Friday, Cyber Monday on these cameras. We didn't last year. These are all the current model cameras. There's no reason for the manufacturers to discount them. They're selling just fine. Older models, T5i, 60D, D7000. We do see discounts sometimes or greater bundles, but nothing too impressive beyond what's happening right now. So again, scroll down. A 70D with 18 to 55 and includes free, so you don't have to do all the extra clicking stuff, a DSLR shoulder bag, a third-party spare battery, which is fine, and a 16 gigabyte SanDisk card, same thing. So I'm going to say add to cart, and now when this pops up very nicely, oh, I thought it was going to. Let's go to... Sure, we're going to keep shopping. All right, actually, we could have jumped right into the cart. So let's do that. Let's jump into the cart. We're in the cart, and now, so we have the 70D with 18 to 55. We have those extra bits are automatically included. And over here on the right, savings included. Save 150 on a 55 to 250 millimeter lens. So I'm going to click that. And now I have a choice. I have the STM version or the 2 version. So again, you can see the difference here. We're talking about, what, 80 bucks roughly. The STM version is worth that increased price. So I'm going to select that item and add selected to cart. Now we can go view the cart. And we can see that our total is $14.48. And if B&H does not charge tax in your state, then you are going to save a little bit of money over Amazon. One other discount that B&H is offering, if you're searching for the D5300, a lot of stuff is back ordered already. I don't think Nikon is producing a ton of stock of the D5300, but we come down here to this deal that is in stock, the D5300 with the new 18 to 140 lens for $1,096. So I'm testing both of this combination right now. The D5300 is solving a lot of my issues with the D5200, namely the slower kind of just performance in general. The D5300 is a snappier camera. It also has better battery life, which is something that I complained about with the D5200. And this 18 to 140 lens is a very good kit lens. Now, it is still a kit lens. You know, it's not going to be something that I recommend you take into a professional environment, especially if you need to zoom out to 140 where you're going to start to lose light because of that changing aperture. But this is a very good value, and at this price, this is kind of the most convenient with the best sensor package out there. Unless you want to shoot a lot of video, and then that 70D really becomes sweet. That camera hits the sweet spot of autofocus with that 70D during video. Very nice. So if you've got any questions about these deals, I'm keeping track of most of these deals right here on this page. The link to this is down below as well. leave a comment, leave a question. I'm going to be watching this very carefully over the next week. Follow me over on Facebook, where I'll be posting any deals or any changes to these deals as they happen, because about the next week and a half is going to be fairly exciting, although I don't expect any discounts further on these popular cameras. So the exciting things we're gonna probably see, some nice deals on memory cards. We've already seen some. We'll probably see some more accessories. Some other lenses may be discounted. So that will be fun to watch for and add to the pile of presents. All right, thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.